What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Yak Shack podcast.
Ow, ow!
We're so excited to be back with episode 4, and this one is going to hit home to a lot of you out there.
That's right. We're going to get pretty personal and talk about something near and dear to our hearts, but also very dreaded, and it happens to everybody.
And that is getting skunked.
Yep, it happens, guys.
It happens.
You get out there, you think you're going to catch something, and you don't. We're also going to take a little sneak peek into some of Jessica's and my favorite fishing innuendos and metaphors and sayings and just, random tidbits of trivia here and there. So we're going to go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So I recently read an article. This is the latest Kayak Angler magazine that just came out. And there was an article about getting skunked, which is perfect because that's the highlight of this episode.
Also, recently, Jessica and I'm just going to go ahead and say it.
We've been skunked
3 times in a row on 3 different bodies of water.
Not trying to count at all, but this just keeps happening and feeling a little defeated.
Yeah, and so, look. It did rain on us the first 2 times, and then this last time we were only out there for a couple hours, but, no excuses. We got skunked, and it happened to me and you both in kayaks, and so there's a reason why this sport is infuriating and also the most amazing sport of all time as well. Exactly. I think that, everybody goes out with the expectation of you're going to catch the biggest fish of your life, or you're going to catch, at least 5 to 10 bass, or you may catch a bunch of stuff, whatever you're targeting, and it just doesn't happen sometimes, and that's why they call it fishing. That's why they call it trying.
Yeah, they don't call it catching, right?
So, yeah, exactly. And I think that's one thing that you and I want to go out there and catch fish. We've been a lot better about catching fish over the years. And the last 3 times we've been out, we haven't caught anything. So we are going to get into the getting skunked curse and trying to break that.
Lord, let's please break this curse because I'm struggling. It's always
the dead ass heat of summer right now.
Summertime.
It's hot.
It really is.
It's slow.
I think I might have mentioned this last episode. Like, how do you fish in the summer? You just don't. Just don't do it.
I think we talked about, midnight, dead night fishing.
Yeah.
Or early in the morning. And today we went out from like 5 to 7.
Yeah.
And
still skunked.
Yeah. So we went to Oak Mountain. And for those that have been to Oak Mountain, it's a tough place to fish anyways.
This is the largest state park in the state of Alabama.
I love it. It's beautiful.
It is. They call it Lunker Lake. And I promise you, I have not found a lunker.
No, I haven't either. I did catch 2.5 or 18.5 inch fish there last year, and I love Oak Mountain. I've caught a lot of bass there as a kayak angler. It was one of the places I used to go to around Birmingham that's available to kayak fish and just kind of launch easily.
And there are other lakes there. I'm calling out the Lunker Lake, which obviously it was a fisherman who put up that sign that said Lunker Lake because he lied.
Yeah, it's really tough to fish. It's clear and it's really shallow actually.
Yeah.
There's a few lakes in Oak Mountain State Park that you can go and fish.
And I say all these bad things about this lake. Like, other people catch fish. I just don't catch fish there. And so I don't like it right now.
It's fresh on our mind. It's fresh on our mind today too. So
it's a sore topic.
I think that we were also at Logan Martin recently.
Yeah.
It was pretty hot, and
also rain was coming.
It was coming, but usually before it rains, it's kind of a good time to fish. And
also I'm like a grandma. Also, when it starts to rain, I'm like, my legs hurt,
my ankles, my arthritis is acting up. I can feel the rainstorm coming in.
I'm 80 years old.
Yeah, and so I'm like, you're tired. You feel like the rain's coming? Oh, wait, no, we're just living in Alabama where it rains every day.
In the summer, absolutely. It's been insane.
So, tough fishing lately, tough conditions.
And going back, okay, so I'm reading this Kayak Angler magazine, and then there's an article about being skunked. And I'm like, perfect timing, right? They couldn't have picked a better month to send this article out. And so I'm reading it, And there's this article, and they talk about how this psychologist named Leon Festinger published his theory of cognitive dissonance in 1957. And basically, it boils down to when there's a gap between what we believe and what we do, the inconsistency causes actual physical stress, like getting skunked. We are compelled to eliminate that stress by either changing what we think or changing what we do. So, do we make excuses?
Yeah, that's the only other option, right? You either change your approach, you change how you think things are going to happen, or you make up an excuse as to why it didn't go your way.
Which I'm the queen of. I'm always like, well, like today, I'm in a new kayak that I've never kayaked before. I'm in a paddle only kayak. I'm not using my pedals. Like all these excuses. Oh, it's about to rain. That's the reason why.
There's thunder, and we only have a little bit of time. The sun's going down. It's dead ass heat of summer still. It's Oak Mountain. It's a tough place to fish.
It's never your ability. It's always the circumstances that you're put into.
Right.
That's the excuse.
God, so that's a good segue into my brother. Shout out to Andrew. He knows this definition, if you will, of an excuse. And he shared it with me on multiple occasions. It's really, really good. He told me an excuse is a tool of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them are seldom good for anything other than excuses, excuses, excuses.
Ooh, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, so let me just say that one more time. An excuse is a tool of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness, and those who use them are seldom good for anything other than excuses, excuses, excuses.
Guess what? I'm seldom good for anything except for excuses, excuses, excuses.
Excuses. And so an excuse, it's a tool of incompetence, and it's used to build monuments of nothingness. And
Ouch,
it's basically...
Okay, lighten up a little bit.
I'm just saying, it's tough. And I really do feel like, no excuse. One of my favorite Yoda-isms is do or do not. There is no try. And I feel like there's a lot of fishing innuendos and fishing metaphors, and there's a lot to learn in life about getting skunked and being able to bounce back.
Right. I mean, this could apply to a lot of things in your life, not just fishing. We might get skunked on, a school test or I
was going to say, anyways.
Anything.
If the dating scene isn't going your way. I think.
Okay, well, there's plenty of fish in the sea.
Exactly. Ooh. Plenty of fish in the sea. And not only that, but sometimes you catch a keeper, or she's a keeper, like my baby over here.
Oh, my gosh. Ow. These are embarrassing things that you bring up in the podcast that I'm not prepared for.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of fishing sayings out there, and so you guys will have to send us your favorite fishing sayings or fishing metaphors.
I have one for you.
What do you
was
got?
Not bad. Cod do better.
Cod? Oh my God. That was bad. So, anyways, I think that
I'm still
getting
laughing.
Back on track here.
Still hilarious to me. I don't.
Yeah. Good one. So getting back on track here, we're talking about going out on the water and, kayak fishing or getting into kayaking and maybe taking a fishing rod out there with you is pretty intimidating. And then Jessica and I are sitting here talking about, we haven't caught anything the last few times.
Right.
It's pretty boring. Yeah, you're going to hate it. You're not going to catch anything. No, I don't want that to be the takeaway,
Yeah, I mean, we really have tried to change our tactics and not use as many excuses. But
right. I'm gonna say, we just suck. We're terrible anglers.
In the summertime, we really just need to learn these fish better. And I tried today, especially. I tried throwing on top of bait balls. I tried throwing Ned rigs. I mean, everything I thought that would work in the summertime. And I mean, granted, we didn't have that much time to fish today, so that was my excuse again for today.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I'm trying new things, and I feel like when I'm out there, I'm able to concentrate and I'm able to try new stuff, but really is practice, right?
It is practice.
Anything that you're trying to get good at is practice, practice, practice. Nobody is going to be, hitting home runs every time they step up to the plate, to use a baseball analogy.
Yeah.
But I think that if you have a great mindset going in, you have a good game plan, and you have the right conditions and the right amount of luck, you're going to have a good day out there fishing.
Yeah, I love this quote by, I don't know who this is, but Charles Waterman, which is funny that his last name's Waterman. Mm-hmm. But he says, most of the world is covered by water. A fisherman's job is simple. Pick out the best parts.
Nice. I like that. I like that.
But I mean, it's true, but it is tough to find those like exact spots, right?
Yeah, the best, the honey holes, the perfect places to fish, your favorite fishing spot. And I think that, lately it's tough. It's summer. It's hot. And we need to slow it down. We need to just, get back to the basics. And I think sitting in an area longer would be a really good idea.
I said that when we got out of the water today. I said, if we should have just, if we would have anchored, it might have made a difference. And we did for a second, and then we saw bait balls blowing up and shad popping up everywhere.
So that was a little distraction.
Then we were like, let's unanchor. Let's get them.
OCD or no ADD kicks in, and we were just like, let's chase those bait balls and throw some shiny stuff through them or some shad.
All we thought about doing after that.
Man.
Then we didn't anchor at all the rest of the time.
That's right. Kept floating around and just basically couldn't get on track. It was pretty frustrating, but at the same time, I had a great day. It was fun, and
exactly.
It's always good to get out there, and whether you fish or whether you don't, if you catch anything, if you don't. The first two times we went out, today I didn't really get any action. Did you get any action today?
Well, I bumped over a couple trees, which felt like action a couple of times. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah.
So you're saying no action today?
Not today.
No misses. No, I had no action. No nibbles. No nothing.
I did have some action. I had, that one area we were at on Logan Martin Lake this weekend, and I said I just never followed you. I just stayed put, and I dropped my anchor, which hardly ever happens.
Yeah, look at you. You're just evolving over here in front of our eyes.
I'm not evolving. I just wanted to catch a fish in summertime. And that was what it boiled down to, was me sitting there with my anchor because I had just missed a fish.
Slowing it down. I feel like that's a good idea. And, kudos to you for trying new stuff.
I was pretty shallow, though. And that's where I'm kind of like, what's going on with me right now? Like, do we need to be shallow or do we need to be deep because it's hot outside and the water temperature's high? That's where I'm kind of struggling right now.
I think that, the fish are roaming around and they're really not settling. If they are settling, they are probably settling a little deeper and a little, more off the grid. But
I think I was in 10 foot of water when I missed that one this weekend, though.
Yeah, and that doesn't sound deep, but it really doesn't, to me, doesn't sound shallow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So
I probably should have just stayed there the rest of the day.
Well, again, I'm proud of you for trying new stuff, and I do think that we need to slow it down. So, a little tip for all you guys trying to catch some fish in the summertime: if you find an area and it feels fishy and it's a little shady and it's got some cover, I would stay for a little while.
Yeah, just hang out there. I mean, we should have done that today. I don't know why we decided to move.
I don't know. We were just excited, I think, to get out on the water and just be out there for a couple hours. Especially. Thank you, Chris, for working today, and we get to go out there and fish for a couple hours. But we just, we really wanted to try a couple of new kayaks out, and Hoodoo was nice enough to drop off a couple of boats for us. And
yeah, that's what we demoed today, which we'll get into at the end. We're going to talk about those kayaks. There's a few more things we wanted to bring up, talking about being a successful fisherman. There's one thing that I came across. I like this quote that I came across. It says, a successful fisherman is an unsuccessful fisherman who didn't give up.
Okay.
So when we talk about practice, I think that it's really important just to keep going out there and being confident and just not giving up, because that's the biggest frustration with fishing. I mean, you're not going to always catch something.
Yeah, and, getting skunked is a running joke among anglers, and we do give each other a hard time. But, unless you get out there, unless you actually wet a line, you ain't going to catch nothing.
Right. I mean, seriously, what are your chances sitting on the side not fishing?
I'll give you a good guess, right? Slim and none. So it ain't happening. And so I think that we want to get out there and practice more. We want to practice different ways of fishing, bass fishing, trying to get on some fish in the heat of the summer, and, maybe learn some stuff and hopefully catch some decent fish this summer in the process.
Yeah. And going back to metaphors of fishing, did you not tell me you had a dad joke you wanted to share? And I wouldn't let you tell me before this.
I do. I have a great one. So, shout out to all our great listeners out there. If you've hung around this long, of course, we're going to convince you that kayak fishing is the best sport of all time, and that fishing is the greatest sport. And you gotta just bear with us and stick to it. Thank you, everybody, for all the love and support so far. And yes, I will give you a great dad joke. Are you ready?
Oh, goodness. Y'all, I'm not prepared for this. So this is going to be pure reaction.
You know how they always say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach sometimes, but you've heard that saying?
Yeah.
Well, the best way to a fisherman's heart is through his fly.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I'm turning red right now. This is awful.
Hey, everybody, you're so welcome. Now you have a dad joke of the day to throw out there, and you're going to get a giggle or two.
That was awful. It's not what I thought it was going to be at all.
Wow. You laughed, actually. So
I laughed, but, COD do better.
Daggum, bringing that one back, resurrecting a terrible joke. What?
Oh, heck no, that one's great.
Oh, wow. Well, you will let the listeners be the voters on this one. So y'all want to, we're talking about fishing metaphors. I've got a couple of them.
Come on, bring it on.
We always talk about hook, line, and sinker. Oh,
Yeah.
That's got me, that commercial got me hook, line, and sinker, such and such, this and that. All right, so that was a good one. And then in sales, you guys are always talking about landing the big one. Oh, I'm reeling them in. I'm about to land in the big one, It's going to be the one to retire on. So, yeah, that's a good one. But yeah.
Did you think that about me? You're like, I'm reeling it in. I'm reeling her in.
That's right. I hadn't, officially caught you yet, I guess, until I had to put a ring on it.
All the fishing puns. You know what I think is really funny is there was a president, and I was looking at fishing metaphors earlier just to, prep for this podcast. And
wah, wah.
there was a president, Herbert Hoover, who was our 31st president, and there were so many quotes about fishing for him.
He loved to fish. I love that.
I did not know this, but here was one.
So Herbert Hoover, damn himself.
He said, "Be patient and calm, for no one can catch fish in anger," which I should keep that in mind all the time.
Yeah, I do feel like, we want to go out there in a good mood and a great mindset. And the more times that we do that, the more often we're catching fish.
Yeah. And he also said there are only two occasions when Americans respect privacy, especially in presidents. Those are prayer and fishing. Again, fishing.
Wow. And just lay low fishing.
I mean, in the middle of the stock market crash, he's just fishing.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Herbie.
But I mean, whatever. If that's how you relax, then I'm fine with it. More power to you.
Yeah, and there's plenty of kayaking and or boating metaphors out there as well. Whatever floats your boat, I think, is one of our favorite.
Man, we really missed out on some of these. Yeah.
I know, yeah. So I just think that fishing is a great life lesson.
It
and
is.
Just to, everybody kind of thinks about it with their parents growing up or, someone teaching them how to fish. And that is always a calming, memory.
I was about to say, it's really good for kids too, because it teaches them patience.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
I mean, we've been around a bunch of kids where just teaching them how to fish and telling them to sit and wait.
Good things happen when you wait, when you're patient.
No. Good things happen to those who bait.
That's right. Good things come to those who bait.
We are full of fishing puns. If you ever need one, just call us because we got one ready for you.
Hey, yeah, well, I don't know why I want to say this, but it's one of my favorite jokes, and I know I told it to you. You know, what do you call a fish with no eye? A fish.
I remembered it. That's how corny it is.
You guys are welcome for that one too. So that was just a bonus dad joke.
Whoa.
And God, just giving you all kinds of things to just, break the ice today.
This is awful. Anyways, so we're just trying to have a good time like a bobber on a wetline.
Oh my gosh, you actually got those lyrics right. Dang. Y'all, for those of you that don't know, Jessica is notorious for throwing out the wrong lyrics all the time.
You have yet to create my Twitter handle, Jessica Lyrics. He keeps saying it's going to happen. But
Someone do it. I'm just too lazy. And basically every time she tries to sing a song or hum a song, I'm like, what are you singing? Or she'll sing the lyrics. And I'm like, that's not right.
But it's close.
Yeah, but you did a good job there. Just trying to catch a good time.
Like a bobber on a wetline.
See, and, I feel like fishing does teach you a lot about life, about, just good things. And it's so relaxing in general. But I feel like when we do go out there and we do actually catch some fish, the adrenaline rush and the memories that you and I are able to create, when you're catching them is so fun. It's such a blast.
I do say that, yeah. The memories are everything. And even when we get skunked like today, I mean, there's still good times to be
Fresh
had.
wound.
Yeah, but at least we were in good kayaks. Do we want to talk about those now?
Yeah, thank you, Hoodoo, for dropping off a couple boats for Jessica and me to try out.
Yeah, they are based out of Cypress, Texas.
Yeah, and, you guys give us a call or come by the store, and we're more than happy to kind of give you a better breakdown of the boats. But
we had two different models that they dropped off. We had the Tempest 120 PD, which is the pedal drive one.
I took that one out.
Yeah, Alan took that one out. And I took out the 10-foot Element 100S, which is a paddle-only kayak, but for a paddle-only kayak, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, and for me, the pedals, they were very quiet and very easy to install, and it held my big butt up, so I'm not really complaining too much.
Oh, my goodness. I did like how it was quiet, the pedals were.
Yeah, they were. And, again, great turning radius for the steering on the rudder. So, it really does have a good design. It was 12 feet long.
Great price point, too. So just for a entry pedal kayak, this kayak's $1,300. So great price for that. And it comes with a paddle, too.
It's an amazing price point. I really hope that it helps get a lot of our, buddies on the water. And you guys come check them out. I think that they're going to be a great addition. Another great addition that we literally just got is JB3 rods.
Oh, yeah.
And I love them. I think that they have a Series 1 and a Series 2 bait casting rods, and we're going to get a couple spinning rods and some actual kayak series rods that are brand new for them.
This might be the first bait casting rod that I own.
Yes. Oh, my gosh. I'm excited for you. I really am because I use mine a lot. I've been getting into them the last 2 or 3 years, and, I think that they are, again, with some other the brands that are coming, the rest of this year and early 2022 are going to really, really impress you guys on the fishing front.
Maybe these will help me not get so skunked all the time.
That's right. They're going to help us all not get skunked. They're guaranteed to catch fish. I think that they put that in the warranties.
I'm sure.
So, they also have hard baits, which are coming as well. So maybe those will help us out. And, they'll be a great addition along with Spot Sticker, Big Bite Baits. We'll have some JB3 stuff. And you guys really, seriously, come check them out and let us know what you think. They have a great price point, $135 for the Series 1s and I think around $180 for the Series 2s. And they just got a little bit, higher grade cork on the handles and just a little bit lighter material on the Series 2 side, but camo print and grips on the Series 1. I think that they are going to be really, really nice compared to the Phil Freeze and your Dorado. They're going to look really good.
Yeah, I mean, literally the cat or the model series one that I snagged from our latest shipment actually matches my Dorado.
Heck
So.
yes. And, as you guys try some new things this summer, as you find some ways that are helping you not get skunked, let us know. We'll try to give some tips and tricks along the way as well, and let you know what's really helping us out. And hopefully, next time we go out there, we're not getting skunked.
I mean, please send all the tips for summer fishing in Alabama or the Southeast. Just give us some tips because we're struggling over here, and it doesn't matter how much I've read, nothing's working right now.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna break the streak. We're gonna get out of the funk, and hopefully you guys do the same. Get out there on the water, go out there and fish, and eventually we'll all catch the big ones this summer, hopefully.
Yeah, or I'll just wait till fall and fish my normal season.
Yeah, I do love fall fishing, and I am ready for it. Football's right around the corner. I think that the weather is starting to break a little bit. It's got to stop raining. I
mean, we've tried to fish in the Gulf like multiple times this summer, and every weekend it's already forecasted to rain.
Right. Well, I promise you we're going to go see your mom.
Mom, we will come see you.
And
I
your
promise.
friends, and we're going to be able to hang out. All you guys down in South Alabama, we're going to come soon. I promise.
I mean, we were hoping to make it before the end of snapper season, but I don't know.
And I really do like fall fishing and getting into Alabama. Good thing we're in Alabama because we can fish all year. Literally.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, there isn't really much of a season per se here. It's just what you catch maybe, or the temperature of the water changes slightly, but it's not like the difference in summer and ice fishing.
Right, and that might be something that we talk about on a future episode, the seasons and the patterns and bass fishing, how crazy it is just in Alabama.
Skip summer, go straight to fall.
Spring to summer.
We
never had a spring this year.
Spring to fall, don't fish summer.
Alabama went directly from winter into summer.
Well, that happens every year.
And it's rained every single day.
Oh, yeah. And it's about to rain because of how hot it gets, which is worse.
Unless Meemaw over here gets her knees shaking.
My knees start hurting.
But, again, it's hot out there, so I think we got to slow it down. We got to stop.
Yeah.
We got to sit in a location for a while. We got to relax. We got to be in a good mood and say your prayers. Do all the good karma that you can into the world so that when you go out there and fish, we can catch something.
Man, I just want to catch some. I'm about to throw some live bait.
Yeah. No, don't do that. We got to catch some stuff on Spot Sticker, Big Bite Baits, or, some of these other guys that have really been helping us. Oh, I mean, the last 3 years, babe. Come on.
I know. I need to stop making excuses like we said in this episode and just throw what we know, throw what we can do. Just keep believing, keep practicing, keep doing everything we can because summertime is tough in Alabama. Fishing, at least, is tough, You
got to remember, everybody's out there struggling. It's hot, and everybody is out there trying to find them. I think the bass are roaming around, and, when you can find them shallow and you can sit into a general area for a while, it's going to pay off.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up.
Okay.
All right. What did we learn?
I feel like, there's always a good takeaway. If you didn't catch something that day, if you learned something or you got a little better at your skills on whatever you're trying to throw, I feel like that was a good day out on the water. Plus, the therapy of being on the water is enough.
Right? Didn't you say a bad day of fishing beats a good day at work?
Yeah, a bad day of fishing beats a good day of anything.
Of anything.
Anything.
There we go.
So, I agree. Perfect. And you guys come at us with your dad jokes, come at us with your fishing metaphors, your fishing sayings, everything that you love about fishing. And hopefully we're all catching and we're not just fishing.
Yes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on this podcast, please reach out to us at podcast@theyakshack. That's YAKSHAK.com.
Thank you guys so much. You're amazing, and I hope you have an amazing weekend and the rest of your week. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.